Hey everybody, Chad Ikes here with Courage Unlimited. This is my new video channel. And this is the first video, actually. I went to switch this channel over from my regular Chad Ikes channel. Unfortunately, I lost everything and all my subscribers. Frustrated the crap out of me for a couple hours, and then I realized, what's the difference? Like, I'm starting something new here. I have a vision for this project. Doesn't matter. I do happen to have all the old videos, and I've already had a couple people contact me asking why they couldn't see the other videos. So as time allows, I'm going to try to find and upload some of those videos, and especially some of the older ones that I liked, and get those up for people. As far as new videos going, I have that's kind of what this video is about, is what I'm trying to shoot for here. I named it Courage Unlimited because with what's going on in the world, politically wise, social wise, training wise, social media wise, it just seems like 2020 is just chaos. And the more I think about it, and the more I think about training and I think about my clients, like, the word courage keeps popping into my head as something that this country, even the world, is lacking right now. And I've always been big on word like valor and truth and justice, and like those words, just to me, those, like, when I hear them, they echo in my head, just like it's such an important thing. Probably because those are a lot of words that are in my personal code and my personal morals, things that I believe in. And as my vision's not completely solid with what I have here, but I do have a vision. I'm more of a work in progress kind of person. I'm more of a jump in and let's just get going person than I am, hey, let's plan all this out and then execute that plan. Well, I think I have a small plan to get going, and then I'm going to modify it as I go. With various things in my life that I've done, I've never been very good at book learning. I've never been very good at classroom learning. But if you give me a tool and something to work with, and you go, here, okay, here's kind of what you need to do now. Here, go make this. I'll figure out how to do it, and I'll retain it a lot better. So as of late, I did a video on my Instagram not long ago where I've been struggling with some sleep and depression issues, and I think I'm working my way through that right now. But I thought, you know what, let's just get this first video out. It's going to be kind of rough, but so what? Let's get it out. Let's get this thing started, get this thing rolling, get it set up, and then we'll just keep modifying it and tweaking it as it goes. Because every plan I've ever had in my life anyway, you run into things that you didn't foresee. And you need to be able to change on the fly. You need to be able to figure it out as you go. And the more I get into this, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I know what else I need to do in the future. So here it is. I'm throwing it out there. This video is to try and give you guys some idea what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for. So you know what's going on too. I mean, my overall vision for this is to have this, let's say, access for the public to come out and go, hey, what's Chad talking about? Maybe he's got something on here. I need to learn something to fix my bench. So he's got that. And, I've been feeling kind of depressed. I wonder let me find something that maybe Chad can help me out with this, or something that Chad said can help me out with this. Maybe you're doing like I'm doing, and you're following some of the political stuff and social stuff, and you're like, man, this is nuts. And maybe I can put something out there that helps you think about something. I'm not trying to convince anybody any direction or any way, at least not for the most part. I'm not going, hey, vote this, or hey, you need to be this. What my goal here is to get people to think, to get people to have the courage to make their own decisions, but not make their decisions based on feelings, but make their decisions based on logic and thought. Trying to give people the courage to look at the other perspective and maybe see a different side. I mean, I actually go on YouTube and look for videos that are the opposite of what I think, hoping to see the other perspective. And you don't change my mind a lot. I'm a hard-headed person, but there's times where I see videos of the complete opposite and I go, ooh, that's a good point. Like, that's a good point. I need to think about and consider that. And that's how we make the best decisions is by seeing all the different perspectives and all the different angles. But if you don't have the courage to do that, if you're so set in your mind and you don't have the courage to open your mind and go, hey, listen, I'm going to sit down with somebody who completely disagrees with me. That takes courage. It takes courage to do that and to open your mind and go, listen, okay, I'm opening my mind. Explain to me why you feel this way. And it takes courage to say how you feel, especially when it's against the media. It takes courage. If you say you want to lose 30 pounds, I want to lose 30 pounds, you hem haul like most people do. It takes courage to go, you know what? That's it. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I may not know how I'm going to do it. I may not have a plan yet, but I've made up my mind. I'm going to do it. Now I start figuring it out. It takes courage to make that jump. It takes courage to put that out there, to go, hey, everybody, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. It takes courage to go, okay, I want to gain this much strength. I want to bench this much. You know, I looked at it. Here's the plan I need to take. It takes courage to go into the gym and stick to that plan and not train emotionally. It takes courage to go, my buddies are partying this weekend and I can't do that because I got to train on Monday. It takes courage to stand up for what you think. It takes courage to say something is either right or wrong and not gray. It doesn't take any courage to say stuff is gray, because then you can change your mind whenever you want. It takes courage to go, no, that's wrong. And no matter what happens, I'm gonna stick to that principle that I have. It just seems to me in our time right now, that is a principle that's fading, and we need to bring it back, and I want to be part of bringing it back. One of my other visions for this channel is to I'm not going to lie, I would like to get this channel to where I can have an income from it. Not necessarily just the channel, but I mean, I have some ideas I'm working on some t-shirt designs and stuff. I'd like to get out there and see if I can sell some, and I have a small granite company right now and I train clients. I get a lot of enjoyment from both of those. Granite's pretty hard on my body and it beats me up and it locks me in on a schedule. Training clients even locks me in on a schedule. I would like to try to find a career that can open up my schedule where I can possibly find some solution to my sleep issues and have freedom to sleep when my body wants to sleep and work when I want to work. Even if it's still a lot of hours, I don't care. Just having that freedom to go, man, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm wide awake. I can't sleep. Well, hey, let's go shoot a couple videos, or let's go work on a design for a new t-shirt or whatever. So definitely, I won't lie about it. It would be cool that this eventually turns into some sort of a business income. Not to mention, if this is something that helps people and makes people's lives better, that'd be pretty badass to say that my career is something that helps people like that. So I want to go into my background a little bit, because I don't believe you should follow somebody that hasn't done it. I'm not going to ask a guy who knows nothing about computers how to fix my computer. I'm not going to ask a guy who benches 125 pounds how to bench 500 pounds. My background is varying. Grew up a Midwest boy. My family didn't have a lot of money when I was born. They worked hard. They did well. They moved up. They educated themselves. They learned. We got to be, I don't know, maybe upper middle class by the time I was heading into college. My parents did okay. I was never a super athletic kid. I loved playing sports. My dad had really good genetics and was an awesome athlete at everything he did. I was probably a little bit of a letdown because I wasn't. I had to work very hard to become okay at stuff. Started playing football my freshman year, didn't make first string, pissed me off. The only thing I could think was bigger, faster, stronger, and how's that going to happen? Lifting weights. So I got to start lifting weights. I started building a gym in our basement, gathering what I could from what my dad had stored away and what my brother got out a year or two earlier for about 6 months. If my friends' parents had something, I'd ask them if they still wanted it. If it was a birthday or a holiday or Christmas, all I'd ask for was lifting equipment. It was just, I found it was a great way to control my anger. Men in my family have anger issues. It was a great daily challenge for me to go to the gym and see how hard I could push myself. I made a lot of mistakes. We didn't have much information other than bodybuilding information, maybe general strength training information. I read and used what I had to the best of my abilities. I think one of the things that helps me be such a great coach now is that I've done everything wrong, and I understand why people are doing things wrong, and I can sympathize to some extent with it, but it's time to change and do it right. So I quit football my senior year. I couldn't take the whole team thing, and I wanted to win bad, and it was hard to find people that wanted to win like I wanted to win. Then I moved my focus to shot put. I ended up throwing for a couple years at the college level. Didn't do very good. I was struggling really bad with chronic compartment syndrome. Once they finally found that out and we had surgery and it didn't work, and it was basically like, you need to stop doing this, otherwise you could potentially lose your lower legs. So I stopped, but I was still able to lift, continued to lift. Was kind of forced into a meet in 97 or 98, a bench press meet, and that's a good story that you'll hear in a later video. I did well. I took second place. I benched like 405 raw with basically like 2 weeks notice. Did not train for the meet or anything. At the time, shortly after that, I moved back to Reno, and I had some trouble finding jobs, and I had night jobs for a while, and so a year or two went by, and I went, you know what, man, that powerlifting meet, that was fun. Competing again was fun. I met some great guys. I go, I think I can be good at this. I mean, I think I can be really good at this if I dedicate myself to it. And I'm like 27, 28 at this point, and I go, you know what, I need to do this. So I quit a job I was at because it didn't work well with it, and got another job and went full on. I totaled 1,700 my first meet. I totaled 2733 10 years later. Powerlifting USA ranked me as second. I had multiple state records, multiple world records, multiple national championships, world championships. In my first professional meet, I did one of the highest openers of all time in a squat. I did a world record bench press. I can't remember all my accolades, I guess you would say. I think my squat was like the fourth highest squat in history at the time, and I actually did a world record squat, but got called on depth, so it didn't count. My total was, I think, top 5. I think it's still in the top 10 or 15 today. Best bench press, because everyone asks about bench press. My best bench press was 821. I ended up tearing my tricep, hitting a 900 pound, which was going to be my opener on a meet, and I had trouble getting not over 8 anytime after that. I tore it really, really good. My best squat was 1171 or 2, something like that. I did a 1221, which was the world record at the time, but like I said, it was red lighted. My deadlift suffered from a lot of injuries I had at the time. Was 755. My total was 2733. So I did well. But what I'm more proud of is that I suffer from some very, very serious sleep issues, insomnia, narcolepsy, no delta sleep. I've actually been diagnosed as bipolar. I think that's a sleep issue, not an actual. I don't think that's a good diagnosis. I suffer from some extremely severe depression. I've had very bad run-ins with some really heavy suicidal type stuff. And that was at its deepest during some of my best years of lifting. And at one point, I went through some shit and I decided I couldn't do it, and I ended up writing about it. And for some weird reason, I posted that on one of my training logs. And I pretty much thought I thought I would lose all my sponsors. I thought my fans would go, this guy's crazy, he's nuts. I thought everything was going to go to shit. But now that's actually one of the proudest things I ever did, was opening up about that. And the responses I got were absolutely amazing. I had sponsors that told me it was unbelievable that I could write about that. I had a lot of amazing letters from fans. It was, it turned out to be a really cool thing. And I've spoken about it in podcasts for various people. I've been very open about it the whole time. I kind of, somehow I'm able to go ahead and talk about it and be open about it, and it's helping a lot of people. So I feel like it's something I need to do. So that's going to be another part of this channel, is to hopefully talk about that stuff more and help a lot of people out with that. Yeah. So that one kind of threw me off a little bit. Sometimes it's, even though it's been a while, I've been really good for 5 years. I've had no major insomnia spells. I've had no serious severe depression. I still deal with it, but not as bad. I've had no suicidal stuff, at least for 5 years now. But sometimes when you start talking about it, it's like, bam, you're right there, right? You're right in the deep of it again. So it's a struggle to talk about sometimes still. Yeah, that's one. I want this channel to, even though I assume a lot of guys are going to tell me you need to focus on one area, Chad. To me, all of these areas wrap in. Training, politics, social life, relationships, hobbies, like all this stuff is intertwined together. And there's like this core of courage, that if you have courage, you can make all of these things way better, make more sense of them, and make them stronger and make them tie together. I'm really into quantum physics, not so much the math, because that still blows me away, but the theories on it, and the fact that this universe is really all one and it's all tied together. And I truly and utterly believe that. And I think as humans, we're all tied together. And this is coming from an antisocial person who spends a shit ton of time alone. Like, that's not the greatest thought in the world for me, that we're all connected, but it's true. So that's another area of this channel. And I'm going to try to put tags in front of all my titles. So if you don't give a shit about what I think about politics, you don't have to watch it. But if you do think my knowledge on lifting is good, you can go, oh, hey, Chad posted a video. Oh, politics, don't give a shit. Oh, hey, Chad posted a lifting video. I want to check that out. Or Chad posted, so you at least you don't have to waste time watching videos you don't give a shit about. I hope that you do at least watch a couple of them and maybe see where I'm coming from, and see if there's something you can find from that. Because what I've found out throughout my life, and the whole point of telling my story was, like, I have some experience in this. I've dealt these things. I've made these things better. I'm not a millionaire in life by any means. I'm not even close, actually. I'm just regular lower middle class or something like that. But I've dealt with all these things, and I know how they correlate and how they roll together. And I know how, when I realized what made me successful in powerlifting, if I follow those same rules, it helps me be successful in everything else. I mean, the fact is there's probably something screwed up inside my head somewhere that deals with my sleep, which forces my depression. So a complete and utter cure for this may never happen. But I can tell you what, going 5 years without sitting around in my living room, bawling my eyes out with a gun in my head, that's success to me. To not have to deal with that, and to, as time goes on, I become more and more secure that I can keep all this in control. I can keep all this stuff, keep myself in a good place. and they all tie together, and they all have a lot to do with courage. And that's kind of the overview of what I want this channel to be. I want this channel to be a learning channel. Even if you don't agree with me, I want you to be able to see some points that I'm talking about and go, okay, well, I'm still this or whatever, and Chad's this, but what he's saying kind of makes sense. And maybe if I look at it this way, and maybe you guys, I want you guys to comment. I try to return every comment that I ever get, but I mean, if it eventually this takes off, I might not be, I'm going to try my best to. And that's another thing where if this channel gets to the point where it actually makes some money and this can become more of a career, I'll give back to everybody. Having more time to do it and having a free area of when I can do it. But that's kind of my vision here. I just want to help people think and see things in a different way, and maybe change how people think about stuff. About lifting, about life, about relationships, about politics, about social stuff, about everything. There's just all these principles that we need to have, and with the world in such chaos, the human race has so much potential, but we're not using it. And I'd like to be part of us moving in a direction where we start to use it. So this video is probably a little chaotic, probably a little crazy. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get something done and in there. This what I'm shooting for here, I'm not going to be able to do by myself. I will do everything I can in my possibility, but I'm going to need your guys' help in this. And this is not an easy thing for me to ask. Trust me. I'll eventually do a video about alpha males, and you'll kind of understand why this is not an easy thing for me. Or the alpha male, alpha wolf. I call it alpha wolf syndrome. So, but I'm gonna need your guys' help, man. If you can kind of see my concept here, and if this sounds like something you're interested in, even if you wait a little bit and start watching a couple videos, and you're like, hey man, this shit's cool. I like what this guy's saying. Man, please share it with other people. Please subscribe. Please comment. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know if you think I'm completely off my rocker. Let me, whatever you need. I'm not saying I know everything in the world. The things I'm going to talk about are things I believe. But deep down, how can we ever really know if we're right? I mean, I can say, hey, I think this is what I would do if I was president, and it's what I would do because I believe it's right. But do I know it's right? Until I actually do it, I don't know. So I'm always willing to listen. And so what I'm asking, hey, share it, follow it, subscribe to it, follow my Instagram, which is just Chad Ikes. And let's kind of grow this and see where it goes together. And I don't know, maybe it could be big. But time will tell. I'll keep working at it, and we'll see what happens. And I'll get better at doing these videos and get a little more organized over time. And you just got to keep plugging away. That's one thing I tell everybody. No matter how bad it gets, don't quit. Don't ever quit. There's a little bitty light in me. No matter how bad it's ever been, that light won't go out. It may get dim, it may get hard to see, but it's always there. Keep pushing forward, keep pushing through life. Grow, make it better. Never give up. Until next time, Chad Ikes.